In this video, I'll share a cost-effective and time-efficient way to see the 9/11 Memorial, Brooklyn Bridge, and Statue of Liberty in a day. This is the third video in a three-part series where I share tips about visiting the top 11 sites in New York. I put this information together based on my experience running Consu. Consu is a New York-based travel service that connects visitors to locals to collaborate on experiences before you arrive so you can maximize your time when you're here. If you'd like to use the service, enter this promo code and take 10% off at checkout. At the end of this video, I'll summarize the day with 3 tips. First, if you're customizing this day and working through your budget, plan for $200 on the high end, $50 or less on the low end. Second, free activities don't cost money, but they do cost time. Planning your days will help you find ways to get more done. Third, the Ferry is a great hack to see the skyline and popular landmarks while you're exploring the city. If any of this sounds interesting, stay with me and we'll get right into it. Let's start with a recap of the top 11 most requested sites in New York. There's timestamps below, so feel free to skip ahead if you want. Okay, coming in at number 11, we have the Statue of Liberty. Number 10 is Summit 1. Number 9 is Chelsea Market. Number 8 is the High Line. At 7, we have Grand Central. The 6th spot goes to Rockefeller Center. At number 5, we have the Empire State Building. Number 4 is the 9/11 Memorial. Rounding out our top 3 most requested sites from visitors to New York City, in the 3rd spot, we have the Brooklyn Bridge. Number 2 is Central Park, and the most requested attraction in New York City by visitors at number 1, no surprise, Times Square. Okay, so that's our list. Today, we're going to see the Brooklyn Bridge, the Statue of Liberty, and the 9/11 Memorial. First, let's plan the day, and then we'll go out and do the day. I'm switching to our free trip planner. It's an easy way to organize the days. I'll start by selecting arrival and departure dates, and then add activities. Today, I'm going to take the ferry from 34th Street to Pier 11, which is near Wall Street. Every time I add an activity to the list, it drops a pin on the map so that I can see where it's located in relation to my other activities. On the route, I'll also see the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge. I'll see the Statue of Liberty, and I'll take the Staten Island Ferry to do that. For lunch, I'm going to stop at Francis Tavern. I haven't been there in a long time, and it's really popular with visitors, so I want to stop by and put it into this video. Then we'll visit Stone Street, the Charging Bull, the New York Stock Exchange, and the Fearless Girl. We'll see the 9/11 Memorial and the Oculus. And that's our day. Before we go do the day, I just want to show you the way that the map is organized. You can see that all the activities are grouped in one area, and this is to make the most of the day so that we're not running all over the city. All right, let's head out and go do this. Today, we're taking the Soundview Ferry from 34th Street to Pier 11. The pier sits on Manhattan's east side, right next to First Avenue. When the weather's nice, the ferry is the perfect way to take in the view. It costs $4.50, a little more than the subway, and you have to buy a ticket because Metro cards do not work here. You can purchase tickets directly at the pier, and they're good for 2 hours to allow for transfers. On warm days, head to the back of the ferry to get to the upper deck, but there is space indoors if it's cold or rainy. Once we're on the ferry, we'll get these great tourist boat views of the Manhattan skyline and see popular landmarks like the Empire State Building and the Manhattan Bridge. The Manhattan Bridge is newer than the Brooklyn Bridge, but it's just as majestic. And when we're underneath, listen for the rumble of the subway as it crosses. It's one of those New York moments that make memories, especially with kids. But the most popular bridge is the Brooklyn Bridge. Built in 1883, the Brooklyn Bridge helped spur the city's growth by making the commute from Brooklyn to Manhattan easier. I'll do another video that goes into more detail about the Brooklyn Bridge, but even without knowing the history, you can feel that these man-made limestone towers represent the human ambition that powers New York. From Pier 11, it's a straightforward 10-minute walk to the Staten Island Ferry. Maybe a little more if we walk casually or stop for photos. The Staten Island Ferry is a free ferry that gives the perfect views of the Statue of Liberty. Midday weekday trips work best. This way, we can avoid the commuter rush hour and get optimal lighting for pictures. Make sure to sit on the right side when going to Staten Island and on the left on the way back. That's how to get the best views of the Statue of Liberty and the financial district, including One World Trade Center. Today, we're going to have lunch at Francis Tavern. Francis isn't just any restaurant. It's New York's oldest restaurant and the exact location where George Washington held meetings during the Revolutionary War. They make a fresh burger that pairs perfectly with the local Staten Island brew. On a different day, I may go for tacos at Tacombi or pizza from Joe's, but Francis offers something unique: dining where American history was made. After lunch, we're going to walk up Stone Street. Stone Street is one of Manhattan's few remaining cobblestone streets. It's not just pretty, it's authentic. And walking this area gives you a feel of what old world New York was like. Next, we'll see the popular Charging Bull, the New York Stock Exchange, and the Fearless Girl statue, a reminder of the importance of gender diversity. We know we're close to the 9/11 memorial when we can see the Oculus. The Oculus was designed to represent a phoenix rising from the ashes. After the attacks on September 11th, most of Lower Manhattan was abandoned. And when the Oculus opened in 2016 as a transportation and shopping hub, it was a signal that the area was on a comeback. The 9/11 memorial is directly behind the Oculus and offers two experiences: an indoor museum and an outdoor free memorial. The memorial pools are in the same place where the North and South Towers stood, and the names of all 3,000 victims who died are etched around each pool. But what's most striking is how the memorial balances remembrance with renewal, showing how New York continues to evolve despite adversity. And that's the day. Now let's add everything up and I'll show you how much it costs to help you work through your budget. I started by taking the New York Ferry, and that was $4.50 each way. I took it round trips, that was $9 in total. Then I saw the Brooklyn Bridge, and that was free, $0. With free activities, it's not a matter of how much money you spend, it's how much time. And because I saw the Brooklyn Bridge by ferry on my way to other activities, I was able to check this off my list without eating up a lot of time in my day. Then I was off to the Statue of Liberty, and I saw that by taking the Staten Island Ferry for free, $0. For lunch, I had a burger and beer. It was delicious. It cost $45, by far the most expensive thing on today's list. After lunch, I walked Stone Street, saw the New York Stock Exchange, saw the Fearless Girl, saw the Bull, saw the Oculus, all $0. And then I stopped by the 9/11 memorial and took advantage of the free pools that are outside, so that also cost $0. If I add everything up, it came to a total of $54 for the day. Now let's put this day on a budget scale to see how it compares to other versions of the day. On the high end will be anything that's $200 or more, and on the low end, it's $50 or less. Our day was $54. That puts us in the low to mid-range area. We could have spent a lot more if we did things differently. Let me show you some other common activities that people do in this area and how that can affect your budget. So the first thing you may do differently is you decide to go to the Statue of Liberty instead of taking the ferry past it. So that's going to run you $25 for that ticket. The other thing that's pretty popular is taking a history tour of the financial district. So if you do a walking tour, that can run you between $30 to $50. Lunch, again, that's totally wide. I think my lunch for the day, $45, is on the high end. On the low end, I'd say it's probably $6, right? That's pizza and water. At the 9/11 Memorial, most people fall into two different groups. It's either the free pools or you pay for the museum, and the museum costs $36. And then the other thing to factor in that you didn't see in the video is breakfast and dinner. You didn't see me eat breakfast and dinner. That's because I live here and I like to cook. I'd say for those two meals, you should factor $20 to $80 combined. Okay, and those are our tips. So there's three things to remember. First, if you're budgeting for a day like this, $50 on the low end, $200 or more on the high end. Second, free activities don't cost money, but they do cost time. So plan your days so you can get more done. Third, the ferry is an easy hack to see the skyline, the Brooklyn Bridge, and save you time while you explore the city. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.